was a kid, I hated going to my grandmother's house in rural Brazil. Everybody in my family loved that place, but I didn't. There was something wrong with that house. The walls were never finished. You could still see the hollow holes inside the bricks. And at night, I used to stare at those holes, thinking something was staring back at me. The house sat alone near a patch of woods. No neighbors, no streetlights, just dirt roads, rain, and the sound of the forest at night. And when it rained, the frogs started making those noises, not normal noises. It sounded like hundreds of them were calling at the same time, like the woods were alive. I remember covering my ears with a pillow trying to sleep, but sleeping there was impossible, because every single night someone walked on the roof, slow, heavy, like footsteps. I used to freeze in bed listening to it. Step, 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 right above my room. At first my family said it was cats, but cats don't sound that heavy, and they don't stop exactly above your head for several minutes. My grandmother never talked much about it, but she always locked every window before sunset, every single west. She was deeply religious. Inside the house there was a statue of Our Lady Aparecida, a small black saint statue beside a candle. I know this sounds strange, but as a child I was terrified of that structure. Not because it looked evil, but because it felt like my grandmother kept it there for protection, like she knew something we didn't. And one night, something happened that nobody in my family forgot. It was raining hard, the frogs outside were loud, the roof was creaking again, and sometime after midnight, my grandmother suddenly woke up. I remember hearing her footsteps in the hallway, slow, careful, like she heard something outside. At the front door there was a small viewing window, one of those old wooden doors with a tiny opening, and for some reason my grandmother looked outside, just for a second. Then everything changed. She stepped back immediately, closed the little window, and started praying. That normal praying. She was terrified. I had never seen my grandmother afraid before. She kept whispering prayers over and over again. Her hands were shaking. She sat on the floor near the saint statue, crying quietly, still praying. My mother kept asking, "What did you see?" But she said something that still bothers me today. Apparently, when my grandmother looked outside, she wasn't looking toward the woods. She was looking toward the front yard, like something was already standing near the house, and whatever she saw made her pray until sunrise. To this day, nobody in my family talks about that house anymore. But sometimes, when it rains at night, I still remember those sounds on the roof. And honestly, I still wonder what was standing outside that window.